Today, I wanted to talk about how to amplify science in a way a general audience can understand. You guessed it, scientific communication, the title of my internship. So how do you actually craft a scientific story almost anyone can read? As a scientist, you are so excited to share your story with the world, but as a writer, you need to be able to take a step back and ensure that your audience can actually understand what you're trying to say. When I start a scientific story, I start by taking notes as a scientist first. After I understand the research, I find the story. I figure out why it matters. In journalism, we work to find the who, what, why, when. In journalism, we look to find who, what, where, when, why, and how, which seems pretty elementary. But at this core, we find out why the audience cares, and that's what fuels the story. With this storyline in mind, I come back through my notes to find things that just can't be passed over. Take these elements and explain them in a way that a non-scientist could understand. Now it's time to write. You give the who, did, what, where, why, and how, and build a narrative from there. I find the most success when I follow the story by answering questions that the reader would ask. I think about what my audience is wondering while reading, and then I answer those questions in an organized manner. That way, they always want more as questions pop up, encouraging them to read on. After I'm done with my story, I have someone read it who has absolutely no background in the subject. By having fresh eyes look through your writing, they can point out anything they don't understand, much like your audience might not understand. That way, you're as clear as possible. Science writing is so exciting because you can introduce your audience to something that maybe they've always wondered about, or maybe they've never even heard of. As a scientific communicator, it's your responsibility to open your audience's eyes to the amazing world around them. So with the vlog requirements, this week I learned 8 exciting stories for the Humans of Bear blog project. And I was surprised by how many beautiful places outdoors that these folks could find to sit down and tell their stories. The pit was that most of my colleagues were out for conferences all week, but the peak was that I was able to do quite a bit of cooking in my apartment. Next week, or I guess the rest of this week, I'm excited to continue with the 20 rapid-fire question interviews. Also, this weekend I'll be heading out to California for a conference, so who knows, maybe I'll even film the vlog for this week out there.